And we are back with the Division 2 Valorant Championship. We are going to be watching the relegation match between Moore
and Union. Yeah, Union on this attacking side on our right side as we are looking at the team comps loading in. Moore just falling down to the relegation bracket from Owasso. Owasso punching their ticket to the grand finals, which will be our stream after this. We are still in a best-of-1 format for this, so this is winner goes to grand final and loser gets knocked out.
And we will get to see them more on defense to start here. Two teams that we have watched previously. Union we have not gotten to see today, but we have seen on stream several times. Definitely a formidable opponent. And Moore we saw just a bit ago. The 1 seed ended up getting knocked down by that 3 seed to have to play back into that finals match. Are we going to get to see the same match we saw earlier, or is Union going to be able to take this one back and get to play in the finals?
Yeah, and Union's already caused a couple of upsets in the bracket. They were actually the ones who knocked out Southmore as well as Booker T. Washington. Southmore coming in as the 2 seed and Booker T coming in as the 4 seed. So definitely some crazy upsets there for them, really making a name for themselves as that 5 seed, the lowest seed we've seen today in the entirety of the playoffs for LAN. And they have been waiting around all day for this moment. Definitely very excited to see them.
Yeah, now back to the Classic. We will get to see Ascent this time. Definitely some interesting picks coming out. The Phoenix coming out again for the side of Union. We've seen this before back when we used to watch Union a couple times in the regular season. Definitely a pick that we've seen from them before, and a classic composition that we saw from Moore earlier. The Sova, the Breach, the exact same composition we saw in Haven earlier.
Yeah, and maybe this is
five.
Yeah, this is something. Oh no, they have a Jet instead of the Neon. There's no Neon.
Oh,
on
that's
this
true.
One.
That
yep.
is true.
We see Harry on the Jet this time. Was running the Neon last game. And honestly did pretty good on that Neon. I felt like that was a very good take for them, but still the same thought behind the composition of being very aggressive, going very fast, and exploding onto site. We'll have to see if they do it here, as Moore does start on the attack here, starting to lean towards the A side. Oh, I'm sorry, Union starting on the attack here, starting to lean towards the A side. Looks like a little bit more of a standard defense for Moore.
Yeah, gonna decide to back up here, hearing a lot of so much happening. Zach gets a nice pick there to start this one. Gonna go ahead and get bomb down early. Moore now down a player to begin this retake. But as we saw in Haven, their retakes are nothing to laugh at. So many good retakes to happen on Haven. And now on Ascent, Harry gonna get a nice pick onto Zach. Harry getting another Rooster, getting one as well. They definitely heard me talking about their retakes and were ready to prove themselves. Rowdy getting one as well. Only one player left here. Band-Aids does get taken out by Mayo, and what a retake here to start the game for Moore.
Yeah, we see this a lot on this A side, where anyone who attacks, they tend to get stuck inside the site if that door doesn't reopen. Can't really play towards the garden. They're only forced to play towards the main. We see exactly that happen to Union, where they don't get the opportunity to actually spread out their map awareness or their map control, and then as the players for Moore leak out onto that heaven, just getting pick after pick, it goes towards Moore's way. Very good round by Moore. Great retake, as you were saying.
Yeah, now having this force to be able to go through 3 Spectres, an Ares, and an Outlaw to their name right now. Just looking to continue playing safe.
Here.
And waiting for Union to do something. Harry getting a nice pick there. Starting off this one strong for Moore right now. If Moore can manage to keep all of their players alive in this bye round, then they don't have too bad of a bonus going into the next round. Rowdy manages to get 2 with that Spectre spray. SMG's always a go-to on these second round buys, especially against these low shield players. Rowdy gets another, and a cleanup from Venus to flawless that round. Moore able to clean up that second round. Now going into the bonus, not looking too bad on economy.
Yeah, very textbook round by Moore on that eco round. Especially Rowdy being able to not only get 3 picks, but also walk away with their life. Going to be able to raise that eco into the next couple rounds as well, not having to buy a gun. And sure, they have a little bit of a gun disadvantage, but with the money that they get to keep, it'll help them a lot more in the long run.
And Rowdy already starting off 4-0. Harry 3-0. Doing great for themselves so far. Now in this bonus round, Harry going to continue with this Outlaw.
The flash does come out, though. Pressure's him away. Does seem like there's a lot of pressure here. Union still wanting to commit to this B side, but a lot of util coming out. Rooster's actually going to find Zach with the shock dart, being able to use that utility more, getting a lot of picks on this defense on a round that they're not necessarily supposed to win. Union trying to slow it down a little bit, maybe catch your breath. It is a round that you have the advantage on, but all of a sudden you're down 2 players. You need to make something happen, and fast.
I wonder if you sit here and just defend these rifles. You know they're on the bonus. They do not have anything right now. Soy manages to take one out. Still kind of just defending these rifles here. You definitely don't want more to be able to get some Vandals in their hands on this bonus round. You want to keep them on these Spectres as long as you can. Some spray coming down with this Ares. No damage to happen. About half HP here.
Yeah, and only 25 seconds left. Union's going to have to make a play to sight here. Rooster's going to catch out Band-Aids, get traded back onto Soy. Still an advantage for more here. 3v2, 14 seconds left. Have to plant the bomb. Soy's going to try and stick it here as the players start working in for more.
Yeah, now with that bomb planter, they're able to kind of play this defense now, and especially having the rifles. Some of them being picked up from main here. Harry does now have a Vandal. Some picks going out. Rowdy managing to take 2. And that retake will come through, that bonus round being won here for more.
Yeah, a very big round win for more, being able to get a lot of picks early and just push that advantage, keeping that 2-player lead until it was 2-0. Really smart play by Moore. Really fantastic way to push that advantage. And early shout out to Rowdy, who is currently 6-0.
Yeah, definitely a great start for this Moore defense here. But again, Ascent being a bit more of a defensive-sided map, Union doesn't necessarily need to be scared just yet. Not a horrible start for them here. They are going to have to save this round, so Moore definitely has the advantage. But after this, they'll be able to kind of come back in style. Some aggressive plays coming out at the start with Moore. Union decides to play a bit more aggressively on this A side, taking it quickly, only having Spectres. They try to close the gap as much as they can. Rowdy manages to get a pick there onto Zach. Some Sheriffs, some Stingers trying to go through here for Union, just trying to make something happen. Pick onto Rowdy there now, 4-4. Harry trying to make something happen, sprays down Soy there, is able to clear that generator. 2 more picks coming out for the side of Union. Mayo manages to get 1, Vin gets the trade. Rooster the only one remaining here. But with the weapon advantage on the Stinger and the Spectre here, certainly still very doable for Rooster here. Tries to jump over, but ends up jumping right into their hands. Ends up taking that round, the first round in the hands of Union. Union actually having to save there, but does still come out and win that one.
Yeah, was supposed to win round 3, wasn't able to on the Union side, so they decided for redemption on that round 4, making sure to kind of stabilize the waters a little bit, make sure they get some rounds under their belt and not let the game snowball out of control. Rooster there in that 1v2, I think they just didn't have quite enough information left over to know exactly where the players were playing. Tried to go for a little bit of a spicy play while on stream, and ended up not getting that one, but good one for Union.
And Union deciding to take this A site again, maybe a little scared to push into this Cypher setup here on B. Soy and Zach both getting one themselves. Harry with that operator manages to take out Vin though.
Yeah, and still a little bit of an advantage for Union, exploding on the site, getting the 2v1 trade exactly what they want, and they are aware of Harry with this operator in the heaven, trying to find the pressure there. Zach's going to look to pressure out Garden a little bit more, where they know a couple more of the more players are playing. Harry looking back in this main, not sure if anyone's there, deciding to pop the jet knives, but going to get taken down by Agawin, and Soy is going to get the last one. Union winning another round.
Yeah, definitely a couple rounds that they needed to win, and now with their economy back, we might be looking at a save round here for more, not quite having the full economy that they might want. Now, kind of allowing Union to be able to take this back to tied again.
Yeah, definitely a good win for Union. The last one was very close. That one I felt very confident watching Union. The way they took site, was able to get their advantage and just continuously maintain it. It wasn't a shaky win that you're worried about whenever the end game is happening. Really good round for Union. Showed a lot more potential there.
Yeah, now going to start this round on an aggressive attack towards this A site yet again. Going to have to back up a little bit. Zach ready with this flash. The stun ends up coming out as they peek. Might slow them down just a little bit, but decides to play it safe here. More deciding to just sit in this back site here in tree. Kind of just waiting to push. They have this lurk coming through. Harry ends up getting one onto Agawin there. Now 4 players remaining here for Union, aware that this lurk is here. Kind of just playing around it. Tries to maybe just sitting on this site. Tries to live as long as they can. If they can just play this time and let that bomb tick down, then there's not a lot that Moore can do, but Moore's going to overwhelm site. Didn't go quite the way they wanted to, but Mayo and Harry get these trades. Only Zach remains, able to get one from Heaven. The flash comes out. Harry starts the defuse, but the molly is prepared. The bomb will end up getting to half, but such low HP on Harry here. Tries to stick the defuse. Is it going to go through? And it does! Even if Zach does clean up that kill there, which they do, the Thrifty still comes through for more with a great final defuse by Harry.
Yeah, really smart play by Harry. Understanding to play the objective and get a lot of advantage there. Really getting a lot of value and being able to play that post plant perfectly.
Yeah, doing a great job so far. More a Thrifty to their name. And a round win on that third round that they didn't expect to take there. But full rifles available for both teams. So now we're kind of back on this even playing field. 4-2 here. The Sova drone going to come through, spot out some of sight. Doesn't spot anybody for the side of Moore. Union still maybe trying to make some headway here, but decides to play it a little bit slower this time. Doesn't quite just full force onto site this time. Just waiting to get as much utility as possible. Maybe looking to rotate. Thinking they might be spending too much time in this main. Letting Moore get some rotates over. But Moore doing a good job of just standing their ground and not rotating too hard.
Yeah, and Union here still working the clock. 54 seconds left to go. Starting to commit a little bit more towards this A. I think they were really worried about some sort of lurk that would be coming out during this situation. But realistically, Harry's going to be able to get that first pick on this A defense in the commit. And all of a sudden, Union feels a lot more nervous about the way this could go. Union looking to wrap back towards the mid, and about the same time, Moore wrapping closer to the A, just playing ring around the rosy exactly where they want to go. With a lot of rotates up towards Cat, Rowdy being flashed and blinded, but Venus is actually going to take out Zach first, along with Rowdy getting Aquilins.
A lot of picks coming out. Band-Aids manages to get 2 now in a 2v2, but the bomb has to be grabbed. Only 14 seconds left. Some spray coming through, but just doesn't quite finish it. 8 seconds left. Has to stick this plant. Rooster manages to get one. Soy doesn't have a choice but to stick it. And so Rooster's going to clean that one off, coming through tree. Finishing that one off. A 4-2 here for Moore. Lost a couple rounds, but caught this momentum back in their favor and now is able to continue this streak forward. Yet Union still having more than enough to buy.
Yeah, really smart play by Moore there, being able to just drag out the time clock, not give anything to Union, and all of a sudden, while Union was playing the patience, really losing a lot of value when walking onto site, being so forced to play towards the bomb with only 10 seconds left. really hurt the way they traded and just the number advantage that they had gotten up until that point.
Yeah, and look at the scoreboard right now. Definitely very even for both teams right now. Every player on each of these teams doing a great job right now in this game. Such a close game as well. Zoe trying to make some picks happen. Doesn't quite get those knives through. Doesn't quite find anybody. The Phoenix ult going to come out for the side of Union as well. Doesn't quite find anything, but is able to get them onto site. Spray comes down, 4 Band-Aids, has to back up. Zach and Vin getting one of their own as well. Now only 4 players remain here. 1 pick comes out for the side of Moore. Union still up 2 players. The Rolling Thunder comes through. Able to get 1. Zach goes down. Looking for this hell, but doesn't quite get there. The clean up for Union is able to come through, and they will get another round back into their hands.
Yeah, it's Union completely swapping up the tempo of their play, going from extremely slow to lightning speed onto the site, immediately getting into the opposing heaven, and just really throwing everyone for a loop on the side of Moore. While Moore did have the gun advantage, a couple of classics were on the side for Union in the start. Still, Union was able to pull out that advantage, steal a couple of rifles away, and actually flip the round.
Yeah, now looking at a bit of a save here for Moore. Having lost that round, don't quite have the economy to be able to force through. Union potentially being able to start bringing this game back closer into their favor. Deciding to push this A again. I don't think we've seen them push B except for maybe once so far. A seems to be their comfort spot, and it's working well for them so far. But a pick does come out. Union now down a player. That door going to be broken. Maybe looking for an aggressive pick here. This save still proving hard. Agawin looking for Harry here. Knows that they might be there. Vin manages to get 1 onto Rowdy. This lurk still coming through, but a lot of picks coming out for Union. Harry manages to get 1 back. Still trying to make something happen on this lurk here, but all of the eyes on them. The flash does come through, and they will go ahead and swing that one and take the 4th round for Union. Almost tying this game back up. Moore did have to go on a save, but now they have the economy to buy back up and start grabbing some rounds back. Yeah, keep the momentum going.
Union feeling really good on this A site, Jackson. I think you made the comment already that I don't know if we've actually seen them commit to the B, and I'm not sure if we have, to be completely honest. They usually either rotate off of it or just start A and sit A. So it's very interesting to see how how Moore is going to respond to that and adjust to Union's plays, seeing that their tendency is to lean towards that site.
Yeah, now going to go ahead and decide to go towards the B. Going through this main here, Zach looking for something. The duelist duo here, the Jet and the Phoenix, making it happen. Is able to get an early pick, but Harry gets a nice trade there. 4v4, but the bomb will be planted. Union now on the defensive, looking to hold this bomb against this Moore retake. 2 ultimates available. 1 will be used, another will be used. Union will take that Sova ult down, but Moore will use the Omen ult in return. Just gonna have to see how the rest of this plays out. Vin gets a pick onto Harry. Venus 1 onto Vin. 3v3 here. Just trade after trade right now. Rowdy gets 2. Only Band-Aids remaining, and a 3rd for Rowdy. Fantastic retake there from Moore, playing it slow and knowing how much time they have to work with.
Yeah, Rowdy playing a fantastic game and showing great awareness, understanding where multiple players on the opposing side are positioned. Really no reactions there, just knowing where every player is already standing. And you can see that with their stat line, already repping that 12, 6, and 5 stat line this early into the game, especially on a controller player, not something that you normally see.
Yeah, and now Moore losing as many players as they did, kind of forced back into a little bit of a save. They're able to force through just a little bit, ends up buying the rifle as well, but still only 3 to their name. Maybe looking to use the jet knives for Moore to be able to get some economy, but they're still not full force yet. But if they can manage to take this one, then they're looking good. Ends up able to take out that Phoenix ult, not aware of where these players are standing.
Never even saw it. Doesn't even know. Still
Harry
doesn't know, but
take
it
out
goes the other way as well.
Soy manages to take out 2, though. Harry not quite able to get the knives landed. Now a 4v3, Union having the advantage on players. Rooster quickly shutting that down, though. Takes out 2. Now the advantage for more. Another. Agawin, the only player remaining here for Union to keep this retake alive. Going to send out that breach flash. Only 1 bullet left in this Vandal. Opts for the classic. And the right click comes through. Able to get a nice round there. 7-4 lead here for more. And now they definitely have the economy to bring this one through.
Jackson, did you know they give you the classic for free in this game? Isn't that such a strong game? A strong gun to use in this game where you can one-tap someone with just the simple right click?
How do you feel about classic right click?
Oh, I think it's so cool. It's so much fun. It's amazing. But yeah, fantastic play from Moore there. Being able to get a lot of those trades. Rooster coming in on flank, getting 2 and really opening that up. Already hosting a positive stat line, but also having 11 assists as well on that Sova roll, doing a really great job for their team and enabling their team entirely.
Yeah, and the operator going to come online for the side of Moore as well. Decides to pick that one up and sit in this A main to try to keep some space, but Union playing a bit of a default here. Looking a little towards the B, looking a little towards the mid, just trying to get some information and not get picked out too hard early. 3 players here on A site here. Harry manages to get 1. The operator able to clear Soy out there. Now up a player. More just looking to continue playing safe, continue holding these sites. This Phoenix here, Zach trying to make something happen, but decides to back up and play with their team in the mid.
It's always crazy how as soon as you see an operator on the map, it immediately rotates players away from it. We see all this space and respect that Union is giving to this Moore operator, knowing that they were playing around the A main, completely shifted off the site after 1 shot.
Yeah, and still playing it a little bit slowly. 30 seconds left here for Union to make something happen, but Moore is still doing a great job holding these sites. Rowdy gets 1. Zach trading out for another. Rowdy gets a second. 2 players remaining here for Union. Agawin in a bit of a different spot here. Vin trying to play this site.
And Vin's trying to play as slowly as possible because Agawin is going to find 2. Vin's going to also get a headshot here to make it a 2v2, a little bit even, trying to get away with the Omino, not going to be able to. Vin getting the shot through the smoke with Thrash online, going to try and force this 1v1, finds the info, knows where he is, looks for the shot, misses it by an inch. Venus and Vin, 1 can win, and it is Vin with a great 1v2 clutch there from Union.
Yeah, able to take another round back for Union. Continuing this one forward and now flipping to the other side. 7-5, a close half right now. And now with more being thrown onto the attack, definitely also an attack-sided team here as well. So we'll have to see how Union fares on this defense with the double duelist and double initiator here.
Yeah, definitely where you want to be if you're a Moore fan, or sorry, if you're a Union fan, being able to have this aggressive play style. Oh, I'm sorry, I was right. If Moore fan, that's what I meant to say. Especially walking into this with an advantage, going from your disadvantageous side to the one you feel better about on this offense. We're going to have to see how Union is able to adjust to this aggressive comp.
And it looks like they might come back with some aggression of their own, looking to try to make a play in B main here. Knows that Soy's in this corner, manages to get 1, but Mayo will get the trade. 4v4 now. Continues this push through. Harry looking for something, but Vin also taking some pop shots through. Maybe try to find some damage, but they will go ahead and rotate out.
Yeah, I mean, their initial push ended with a trade, and there's just so much intel seeing all 5 there that they just don't even want to try it. They want to try and have some sort of elements of surprise, and that's what the rotation forces.
Yeah, and now the rest of Union noticing that they are over there, some steps being heard. Zach gets a nice flash and pick onto Harry, is going to go ahead and back up here. Rowdy going to force it closer, maybe TP into this heaven here. Zach already close. That Sova dart not going to spot out Rowdy. Ends up catching Zach, goes for the reload, has to back up into hell. Decides to try to get to this generator. Now in this 2v2 here.
2v2 with a split angle, and the garden door is still down too, so they're going to try and focus on Vin. Are going to be able to force that 2v1, and now it's just Agawin for the side of Union.
Yeah, Agawin going to try to make something happen. That bomb planted. They have to get on site if they can. Just looking to isolate these ones here. Manages to take out Rowdy. Looking for Rooster. Knows they're behind Dice here. Rooster just trying to figure out where Agawin is and keep the time up, but is able to clear that one. I think, and it is, it's just enough time. Agawin will get that defuse. A great clutch there on that pistol round. One of the slowest pistol rounds we've seen.
Yeah.
Both teams doing a great job on that CT, on that take there.
Yeah,
but able to clean that one up.
in the 2v2 scenario, Moore being able to force that 2v1 onto the heaven and get the pick there. I thought they had wrapped it up, but Agawin being able to isolate those 1v1s, especially pushing the generator as aggressive as they did, catching out Rowdy, who was not expecting them to be able to swing that, and force both of those ones, win both of them, and have enough time for the defuse. Really amazing play from Agawin.
And you can tell Rooster was just trying to play for the time with how low that bomb was, but just able to get the pick fast enough and have just enough time to defuse. But now on the second one, Union having a bit of a bye here with the judge. Agawin will take out Harry, sitting in that Omen Smoke, decides to back up into tree just a little bit. Now having the player advantage, but they also have the gun advantage in their favor. Soy having this Vandal as well, looking to tie up this game.
Yeah, a lot of guns trying to commit towards the middle here, especially for Moore. Zach is going to find a pick onto Rooster, taking some damage in response, deciding to flash out with the Gecko Flash as well, getting a lot of information from it. Mayo actually looking to swing out and get some damage there, but Agawin's going to respond with 2 picks of their own, going absolutely ballistic, but there's one missing. They don't know where they are. Venus going to be able to get the plant here on A site for Moore.
Yeah, I'm looking for one. Does manage to take one out, but Vin getting the trade. That will be the round for Union. Honestly, if you're Moore, you're not too mad about that. You're able to get some plant money, and you're able to get some pick money as well.
Yeah,
So,
any little bit helps, especially when you're in that bonus round like that.
Yeah, that's really all you need. And now that Union is forced into their bonus here, still having some good rifles and weapons in their hands, but this game tied back up. Moore now having the gun advantage, looking to maybe push this a little more aggressively.
Yeah, Union feeling really good being able to tie that back up because, yeah, it is a 7-7 tie, but you also have to remember who's won the last 3 rounds. Whenever you're on that losing team and you've gone a couple rounds without seeing the victory at the end, it's really difficult to keep your morale and mental up and not get tilted from what's happening in the game.
And Soy looking for an aggressive play here. Spots out the Cypher trip. Mayo seeming aware of it here. But Soy getting the pick there onto Mayo. Starting off this round strong for Union on this bonus round. Exactly what you're looking for. The rest of Moore going to try to make something happen here on A. Some stuns going out. Tries to save themselves with these jet smokes. Ends up running in with that judge. Gets one. Zach gets one on the Rowdy as well. So many picks here from Union coming out. No bomb plant able to happen. The last 2 players for Moore just kind of forced in this main here.
Yeah, really put in a rough situation. Your lurk has been sat down and your entry has been nullified. What are you supposed to do in this situation in a 2v5? You have to play the clock. You have to play for Union to make a mistake if you're Moore.
Yeah, you try to play as long as you can. Try to isolate these ones, find something. Ends up sending out that shock dart. Here's the judge go off, but Zach will get the pick there on to Rooster. Now only 1 player remaining here. Has to make something happen, but isn't aware that Band-Aids is there. A flawless round here for Union. Starting off this game with some advantage, starting off this half with the advantage in their hands.
Yeah, the 5C definitely making a statement walking in here, having a couple of really solid rounds here chaining together, especially on this defense. Again, Ascent, more of an attacker-sided map, but they're proving that is not true.
Yeah, a great round to win there for Union. Now on this defense, definitely looking great. The timeout going to come out from Moore. After losing 4 rounds in a row, and especially losing to a bonus, Right now, I think they're just trying to calm down and figure out what they need to do to get into this Union defense. I think right now they're just looking to not get picked off and stunned out too much early. I think if I were you, you just kind of look to bait out some utility a little more before forcing yourself onto these sites.
Yeah, I think if they pull a little more utility, it'll be a lot easier for them, especially on these retakes. I feel like a lot of the retakes that Union is having, they have a lot of util to work with, and this is just causing it where Moore can't really hold their ground because of how much they're util dumping walking into the site rather than trying to hold it as well. Also, maybe they could go to that squirrel that we were just hovering over and get the frag grenade that I never knew was an acorn, or the acorn that I never knew was actually a frag grenade. That might help them.
Yeah, a little bit more utility in their hands.
Yeah, that would be nuts. You get it? Because it's a squirrel.
What do you mean?
It would be nuts to have that. You know?
Oh,
As we
I
start
see,
here
yeah,
with the mid push, Soy get picked off, and Rooster going to find one as well. That timeout working wonders currently. Rooster with another one. Band-Aids and Vin are going to trade it back. A very quick 2v2 here as the rest of Union takes this middle, trying to find the rest of the team, but all of a sudden, Moore has rushed A with their other two players.
Yeah, able to get this plant down and now start themselves on the defense. Mayo kind of aware of it. Looking to maybe take this top 2v2 here. Not sure where these Union players are going to be coming from. Decide to just take the hell and just wait for them to push. Play the time as much as you possibly can here. Ends up deleting that Cypher trip there. Now Moore a little bit more aware of where Union is playing, but Union still not quite sure where these Moore players are. Has to clear a lot of angles here. Ends up throwing that wingman to start this bomb defuse. Mayo going to get one onto Vin. Only one player remaining. Band-Aids manages to get one. The wingman is going to go down. Knows that Venus is behind the box there. Ends up backing up. Knows that they don't have enough time to be able to take that. And that will be the round one for Moore.
I love that play from Moore coming out of the timeout, being able to force the mid-fight, thinking that everything is going to be committed there. And there was so much time ate off of the clock just from them sitting in the basement, waiting for anything to happen on the side of Union. And Union has to clear so many angles before they can even reach the duel that even if that was a win, like a gunfight win for Union, they still wouldn't have enough time to defuse the bomb.
Yeah, it really was just play the time, and they've tried to do it before, but Union usually just having a lot of utility to their advantage, but getting a lot of utility out and a lot of players out early, it forced them into a bit of a slower retake.
Rowdy with another early pick here onto Soy. Once again in the mid control too. This is going to open up market a lot.
Yeah, now going to try to push through this mid, maybe looking for tree here. Vin kind of aware of it, sends out that Mosh. Here's the Sova drone come out as well. Does get recon bolted. Has to back up. The Sova ulti going to come out. Just doesn't quite pin them down. No damage had. Great play from Rooster, but Vin just able to dodge that so well.
Yeah, and Vin's mosh pit was really, really important there for them to be able to back up safely and not get run down by the rest of Moore.
Yeah, now only down a player for Union. Moore has a little bit of advantage to start pushing into. Right now, this Union defense just kind of sitting in the CT, waiting to see what Moore's going to do. Band-Aids gets a spray on to Venus through the smoke there. Is able to get another pick in their favor. A 4v4 here. Mayo gets one onto Vin. The bomb is going to end up being planted. Throws this flash out. Checks for Mayo, but doesn't see it. What a flick from Zach! Able to take Mayo out, and Rooster will trade that one out. Going to try to get a TP into market, but isn't able to reach it. Does end up getting taken out by Rooster, and Rooster will clean up the 3. But man, what a flick from Zach onto Mayo.
That was crazy. Oh my gosh, that was awesome to watch.
Looked like they tried to clear the angle, didn't see him at first,
Yeah.
took the shot, and then had to whip around for it and was able to get there. Now 9-8 for Moore.
Part of me even thinks that maybe they tried to back into that corner and realized that they couldn't back all the way into it, and that's what like stopped them and made them realize. And also the shots that were coming from the right side of their head.
Yep. But now kind of playing a little bit more of a default here for the side of Moore. Not having a bomb in anyone's hands. Just kind of looking for these picks early. Vin spots out Rooster. Here's the jumps as well. Spots out Agawin here as well. Soy manages to get the first blood there on to Mayo. Vin just kind of trying to hold them off in this tree here. With more now down a player. They might have to group up here. Zach gets a pick. Again, now down 2 players. Union looking to secure this one. Just playing safe right now. Vin not quite sure if there's anybody left. Cat here decides to just back up and play a little bit safer. Moore, with 50 seconds left, still has to grab that bomb and make something happen.
Here.
Now, Moore does also have the Omen ultimate. I think that's what they're trying to play for here with an opportunity. Agawin's going to get caught out, and Rowdy's going to find one for Soy. All of a sudden, a tie head count with Band-Aid spamming the Odin, being an American after all, trying to get a lot of pressure onto the site, not going to be able to get anything. The Omen ultimate is going to come out here and grab the spike, with Rooster finding Zach on the flank, getting a lot of just extra time, and actually, rather than, after taking the entire B site, rather than actually committing to it, wrapping all the way back to A side. A very interesting play by Moore, but it's going to work out nonetheless, and all of a sudden, they have Union spinning circles around and around in circles.
Yeah, now a 1v2 here. Only one player remaining for Union to try to get this retake. This bomb ticking down quickly.
And I believe there is a technical difficulty. We did see a DC there. Looks like with that DC, there's been a pause in the match timer.
Bandit's looking for something. Rowdy does take him down. Looks like they're going to go ahead and clean up that round, but we did see a disconnect from Zach, it looked like. Potentially going to pause this match. Looks like they might be back, though. We see all 5 players here. As Zach is the one who disconnected on the side of Union. Ends up taking a timeout for it.
Yeah, and it looks like this is going to be something that they're going to try and figure out on that side. Looking at exactly what this technical difficulty is, hopefully they can get it figured out soon. But until then, we will be right back.
And we're back. Sorry about the delay there. Ended up having two PCs go down. Had to completely restart them. But again, we are up 10-8 in the favor of Moore right now.
Yeah, as this round does get kicked off with Moore on the attack. Definitely feeling very good. Won the last 3 rounds to pull this ahead ever since that timeout, but we just had a not natural timeout. Maybe that will change the flow of the game.
Yeah, now the strong push towards the A, the lurk over towards the B. All of Union sitting over on this A site right now. Of course, Moore really loving to push this A site, just kind of predicting this push here. Zach going to use this Phoenix ulti here to try to get some space back. Ven going to throw that mosh out as well. Zach does end up getting taken down. Soy and Ven both getting a couple picks, though. Rooster manages to get the trade. Zach with that stinger manages to take out Rooster. The bomb being planted. Such a fast retake here for Union. 4 players left alive here, able to quickly grab that 9th round.
Yeah, and I think they took advantage of that timeout and kind of talked about what they had been struggling with. And like we said, there was a lot of issues with taking the A side, really trying to get an advantage there. So we saw Union actually stack 4 on that A side, predicting the play for Moore, walking onto the A side, and it worked perfectly.
Yeah, and Rowdy hitting the 20, looking great for the side of Moore this game. Rooster and Harry putting in a lot of work as well. Zach doing a great job on the side of Union right now. Just doing a lot of defensive plays here. But Moore going to play a bit more defensively themselves on this round, deciding to play with this default yet again. The knives going to come out here on the side of Moore. Just looking to maybe find a pick here. We can see some pings come out from Union, looking like they're expecting this tree push. The smoke comes out from Union as well. Right now, just kind of playing super safe. We see all of Union kind of sitting towards the CT right now, just waiting for more to make a move. The smoke does go down. Rooster and Rowdy looking to want to push up here. Ends up locking off Agawin's angle here. Zach going to try with a flash. 2 blinds come out. A flash yet again. This Phoenix flash hurting them so much right now, and Agawin will get that pick. Now only 4 players left here for more. The Jet Knives still available on the side of Moore as well. Still not looking too bad for them right now, but they do have 45 seconds to make something happen. Union looking to rotate out here, maybe expecting Moore to head over to this B side. Decides to use that Omen ulti to get over there, now sitting in this boathouse. The Sova dart does come out. Doesn't quite spot anything. Some damage coming out as well. Zach getting a pick. Harry getting the trade. Rooster getting one as well.
Yeah, a lot of util coming out on the offensive side of Moore here, being able to even it to a 3v3 and take control of this A site, their favorite, as plant is going to be started here. Rooster trying to guard this heaven and Vin trying to clear out some other sides, really trying to figure out the locations of a lot of these players, and with that Cypher ulti, Moore is going to be able to do just that.
Yeah, very close game right now, looking to get this retake. Still Finn kind of sitting there, not able to do anything. Band-Aid's getting 2. Mayo, the only player remaining to be able to hold this one off, and that will be the 10th round here for Union, tying up this game again.
Yeah, with these timeouts, it feels like momentum swings exactly the opposite way after we talk about it, with 3 wins in a row for Moore into 2 wins for Union, tying it back up 10-10.
Yeah, and now just kind of going into the rest of this game. So far, this game just going back and forth right now. Union and Moore, clearly some very close teams here. The top 2 players on both teams having the same amount of kills. Actually, the exact same KD, 20 and 14 and 18 to 13 for both of these top 2 players here. It's just who's going to come out on top, and will this go to an overtime?
Yeah, and with the narrowness of how close this game is, I think it really speaks to the talent at the top end of Oklahoma, saying that these are the 1 and the 5 seeds. Usually you think of that big of a difference, and one of these sides would be a blowout, but it's just as competitive as could be. Really, hats off to the OESL and how they promote their competitive league.
Yes, certainly, and a lot of aggression here in this B main from Moore. Gonna get some rotations over from Union. Soy with this operator here, trying to find something. That smoke going to go down. Still kind of just waiting here, able to hold off this angle. All of 5 players for Moore still sitting in this main, waiting for something to happen.
Union doesn't know exactly where they're positioned, haven't found a whole lot yet, so starting to branch back out towards the entire site, but there is that recon dart going to tell where everyone on Moore's side is. Band-Aid's going to be able to get Harry through the smoke spam. I love the Odin, but a collateral from Soy with the op, getting a 3rd through this market, trying to look for a huge round for Union.
Yeah, and tries to get the final pick onto Rowdy, but Rowdy will clean that one up. Trying to look for this last player here. All 3 of them kind of looking towards this main right now. Here's the shots go off. Knows that they're still there. Rowdy trying to make something happen. TPs doesn't quite get the TP that they wanted. Has to use the second one, tries to get the pick onto Agawin, but only 9 seconds left. Is going to have to start this defuse if they want to keep this round alive, but with that 4-second threshold being marked off, that will take the victory for Union. Not quite match point just yet. Only 2 rounds left needed for Union to take this one.
Yeah, and Soy with that operator being able to get 3 eliminations on that Moore push, definitely swinging it in the favor of Union being able to clean that out. Great play from Soy, someone whose name we haven't called a whole lot, but we haven't also seen them on the operator a whole lot. So maybe this is something that they're going to try and bring out more often to swing a little bit more advantage in their favor.
Yeah, and we'll have to see how they play these defenses. Again, having that operator alive, they've been looking good, and Soy really showed that they know how to use it in that last round, getting a nice collab. Vin starting this one off strong with an early pick onto Harry. Now only 4 players left here for Moore. Ends up slowing down their push just a little bit. Rowdy trying to get this pick onto Vin. decides to use that mosh. Rooster has to back out of that drone so they don't end up getting eliminated to that mosh.
And
Blind's going to come out as well. Vin
with
getting another
one.
onto Mayo. A trade comes out onto Vin. 4v3, Union still having the advantage. Looking to maybe press this B site, kind of just lurking around this mid right now. Looking for another pick. Knows they have the player disadvantage. Is maybe trying to bring this to a 3v3. Not quite sure where the rest of Union is playing right now. 45 seconds left. Right now it's just kind of a standstill between these two teams. Rowdy's going to take a peek, but Soy ready to take that one out. Only 2 players left here. Rooster going to try to play a little bit more aggressively here. Ends up getting the pick onto Band-Aids, but Agawin gets the trade. Now only Venus remaining. 30 seconds left. Gets one, but Agawin will trade. Now onto match point for Union.
Yeah, Union making some really good trades there. Just understanding how much space they're allowed to give and what lanes they are not allowed to give up. Soy with that operator holding the lane into market, actually being able to hold so much space and prevent that angle from being collapsed on the B side. And Band-Aids giving all the way back up into the back hallway of B, really being able to defend that side and just outlast anything that Union would throw at them, or that Moore would throw at them.
And Union just looking to clean this one up, but we've seen a lot today, these teams getting to match point, and then the other team ends up getting some rounds back in their favor. So we'll have to see if Moore can do that here, or if Union is just ready to clean this one up. Especially with that time out, they're certainly ready for this game to clean up here. Harry manages to get one. That will be the first pick for Moore. Looking strong right now to clean these rounds back. The spike will be planted. Union going to have to play from behind on this retake. Not quite sure of a potential lurk as well.
Yeah, haven't seen a lot of Moore at all during this take other than the Harry duel. Agawin's going to be able to catch out Rowdy. That's Smokes. Harry's going to get the Phoenix ultimate as well with that op from main. Really finding a lot of information as Zach tries to clear out this basement here, getting the flash onto Venus. Band-Aids is going to finish it up, and all of a sudden there's just the post plant left from Rooster, who's trying to predict. Actually, Harry getting the op pick. Rooster getting another as well, but only so much time and not going to be able to get there, playing a little too far off, and that means it is going to be a Union win. The 5 seed making it all the way back through the relegation, knocking off the 1 seed to make it back to the grand finals.
Yeah, and it looks like the grand finals is going to end up being the 5 seed against the 3 seed in this grand final, able to knock out the seed number 1. And we will be right back with our grand final, but don't go anywhere.